Guys, welcome to episode 52 of the North Star podcast. Today's episode is going to be a unique one. We're going to be talking about THC when it comes to fat loss, bulking, and how to go from munchies to building muscle and using it the right way. Quick little disclaimer. Before we dive into this, we just want to make sure that this is clear, that we're not endorsing the use of THC and cannabis, especially to any of our younger listeners. Make sure that you do your research and your legal age. And this is just coming from stuff we researched. We are simply just two jack nerds that like to nerd out and are just trying to educate. And the reason why we are talking about this is it's honestly a pretty common question I get from my clients. There are people who are like, hey, I take some sort of cannabis product. Do you think that's should I stop it when it comes to whether it's muscle gain, fat loss, putting on muscle? And realistically, with a lot of things in life, the answer is it depends. It's not black and white. And it's more about understanding how you can fit it in your lifestyle, especially if you're someone who uses it heavily or someone who is, I guess, more dependent on it. So whether your goal is for fat loss, building muscle, staying consistent, we're going to just talk about what we researched and how it can help you. So let's dive into this. Basically, THC interacts with their CB1, CB2 receptors, which can influence a lot of stuff, like appetite, mood, metabolism, in your eyes. And it's not automatically bad. A lot of people think it's automatically bad for fitness. Yes, there can be effects where it can do stuff, like especially if you're a heavy smoker, can mess with your cardio. But moderate THC use has shown to improve sleep quality, recovery, as long as it's not overused, keyword moderate, reduce your anxiety. Sometimes it can help people stick to their routines, as well as enhancing body awareness and the so-called muscle-mind connection. And yeah, I've personally had clients who like to take a little bit before they get in their sessions, just so they feel like when they stretch, they're feeling their muscles more, helps them relax, especially with like some of my clients who are more highly stressed individuals. And some clients like to do it afterwards to recover as well. So the difference about this, it really comes to your awareness and your control and not being crazy dependent on it when it comes to working out. And Jeremy, do you want to talk about the munchies? And I guess
I want to talk about my shirt first.
Okay.
So if you're currently watching and you're high and tripping balls, just look at my shirt and you'll have a great time. So
oh yeah,
it's if you're listening to it, go to the video because you'll see it'll be a good time if you're a little colorful action over here. But yeah, like what Akam said about the THC and munchies, I think that's the biggest thing with the fat loss component is, how do you control that? The big thing here is you could also go with something that's lower in THC, a little bit higher in CBD. You could also use things to offset it, like GLP-1s.
Oh yeah.
I know that sounds kind of interesting. It's like you have something to increase your appetite, but then you also take something to reduce it, kind of evens it out. So they have seen like certain aspects and certain research with that.
Yeah.
And it's also just kind of straightforward. It's if something reduces your appetite, something increases it, it's going to balance it out. But then you're just kind of adding something for the other. It really just depends on the individual. THC has actually been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been prescribed in the past. I believe now that it's legal in Canada, the only time you might need to get it prescribed is if you need it covered or it's for medical.
Yeah, it's usually reason. I have clients who are in the military and they had it prescribed to them.
Okay, yeah.
That's a lot for free.
I don't know much about the whole like prescription part or the that kind of side of it, but from my understanding, because it's legal now, it's not as commonly prescribed, of course, because you can just go buy it.
Another thing is with creams. I know that my dad and me, like with psoriasis, they have like a THC beeswax and CBD. It's mainly CBD, but they also have creams that help like reduce stuff like psoriasis, inflammation, and a bunch of other
pain management.
If you're someone who's really itchy, it helps with that.
Yeah,
as well.
It's been shown to help with joint pain for sure. I think a lot of the properties of it is also to the CBD part.
Exactly.
I think more of the THC side comes with more of what you would say the side effects.
Yes.
Right.
I agree.
Obviously.
More like instead of like I like to think of CBD as more body versus THC is more like your psychological and.
Yeah, body like inflammation with CBD, mood control, obviously THC will like impact you, or it'll make you feel different, where CBD is usually more found just to per se help kind of relax and not have that obviously psychological effect.
Yep.
But it can increase hunger. This is actually, something that's interesting because not everyone actually experiences increased hungers. Different strains will also might sometimes impact. It's funny if you have like indica.
Yes.
It's a funny one is like saying is in the couch.
In the couch, yes, because you feel like you're in the couch.
Yeah, you feel like your indica is more of that. And then where you have your hybrid is between indica and sativa. And sativa is usually one that gives you a little bit more energy, a little bit more, vibrance, has a little bit more of that
pop.
Yeah, energy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like where you're
well, fucky.
Yeah, but it also depends on the individual. Some people prefer different strains versus others. When it comes down to it, also, with THC, you got to be careful because some people can get headaches, migraines. Also, too, I just find that the more that it's evolved and the more mass produced, it's not as pure as
the quality.
The quality is because it's like anything. You want to try to make it available quicker, faster. You got to use different things to make it grow faster, quicker. So I think it's also changed. It's a lot stronger.
So many different ways to use it now.
There's you can get pills.
It's not like you just roll a J.
Yeah, you get pills. You can smoke. You can get
creams,
edibles, liquids, tinctures. There's a whole bunch of different ways. I think the biggest thing here when it comes to bulking is the increased appetite. So if you're someone who's quote unquote a hard gainer, it could help, increase that. But there's also other things you can do than THC to increase hunger.
If you're really a hard gainer, MK6.
Yeah, I was gonna say MK677.
Load it up, tone it down, right?
A secretagogue.
That's one thing.
Yeah, it's a secretagogue, so with GH and increases your appetite as well. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing for the use of it is just being aware that why are you taking it in the first place? Are you using it something rather than alcohol? I know a lot of people are against alcohol. It's kind of a trend.
For sure.
I don't drink. I haven't drank in the last 3 years personally. That's just a choice of mine. But more and more research is showing that, alcohol on a long-term basis or frequency basis is more detrimental to the health
compared to using THC, or just in general.
Just in general, there's more and more research coming out. Affects more the gut lining,
for sure.
Inflammation,
your liver, obviously.
One, and how you process it. Right, a lot of times people don't understand with alcohol. Your body has to process that first, right? It has to get rid of the alcohol. It has to break down the alcohol before it starts breaking down other things as well. So it's like you have 10 drinks at night, and then you go have a large pizza, and then you try to go to bed. Like good luck. Well, good luck having a good sleep. Good luck like feeling great the next day. Also increased fat gain, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we can get into that in another topic. That'd be a good another episode we could do. I want to chime in on one thing. Like you were talking about awareness. I feel like when it comes to, I like to say mindful versus mindlessness. When it comes to like a specific strategy that I would recommend, like one of my clients, it'd be like, okay, let's say you do it at night, or let's say you do it after your workout or before your workout. When it comes to dealing with the munchies, especially for fat loss, stuff that you can do that's really important is having your meals prepped before. Because typically what happens to clients is that they will take the THC and then they'll go to the pantry and they're grabbing whatever quick snacks they can get, and then they're down with way too many food, and obviously they're not tracking it because they're probably too high to remember to track it. So having your meals prepped in advance, especially if you use THC, if you're cutting, making sure that the snacks you have, stuff you could do, like, I don't want to recommend like exactly a bunch of stuff, but like something like, let's say, a low calorie popcorn. If you're someone who likes popcorn, like there's like those skinny pops and stuff you can get. Going for like a lower calorie snack, so something that has higher volume, that's lower calorie, and obviously if you can make it more nutrient dense, like I feel like the best thing would be just eat fruits, but especially if you don't get enough fruit intake. And the last thing would be hydrating, because usually what I've researched is that if you are very thirsty, it will also, like, your thirst will kind of feel like hunger as well. If you drink before, you drink during, and you drink after, it will help a lot with those cravings. So that's something people can do.
Well, those are just tips in general.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's the same thing with like without it, right? It's like, it's the simpler you make it, the easier you can follow.
I would say it's probably more of a priority though in THC, because you're in a more enhanced state, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and then you mentioned a lot of great points with the hard gainers. I think, yeah, if you're someone who does it, like if you find that it helps you eat more calories and also relax, if you're a high stress individual and it helps you relax, sleep at night, I know a lot of people who do that. It's like, it always depends, right, on the person's situation. If you have more sleep, you're going to have better recovery and better gains anyways. So it's pretty good. And yeah, and I think like another thing is like when people, especially nowadays, because I guess this is going to be coming out later around holiday season, it's like periodization. It's like, all right, if you're doing it and you are eating a little bit more calories, whether in your fat loss or hard gaining, it's like, I like to think of it like this. It's like, all right, I'm eating some more. This is a season, right? Everything's a seasons. So like if you were to break it down with periodization, it's like, all right, think of it like, okay, we're putting on muscle now. It's like we're putting on the muscle, we're putting on the extra fluff. But after, when like January rolls by and when it counts in like summer, springtime, that's where you can go more into cutting. And like if you treat it like a seasonal thing as well, it could.
I've actually always done it the other way around for
You did it the other way. Okay.
Like for people, like talk to them. I'm like bulk in the summer.
Yeah.
Like in the aspect of lean out during, the reason I say lean out during the winter is because there's less events going on.
True.
Right? Yeah. Like if you think of it in Canada, we have Thanksgiving and you have Christmas.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, Christmas, that's the main ones.
When summer hits, everyone's doing barbecues, they're going out, they're meal prepping less, they're vacationing, they're doing things outside, they're not in their routine. So it's not that you per se bulk, but you would get to a leanness before you even get to summer. Yeah. And then you slowly start bulking during summer, and you're still gonna be lean in the summer, but it's actually the opposite effect I find, because people are actually, I find, more busy in the summer than they are in the winter, because at winter they're at home, you know, they're like, kids are back in school, you know, they're chilling at home, they're not doing much. So you actually kind of want to probably be leaning down, because you're not actually being super active. You're kind of like inside doing not much. And so that's how I look at it.
Do you think it changes depending on a person who's a hard gainer and trying to cut? Like, let's say someone who's just looking to like lose like body composition and just looking to slim down weight versus someone who's trying to look more like a skinnier and trying to put on muscle. Do you think it changes for that person?
Well, if you need to eat more calories and be a hard gainer, you might just have to do it all year round.
Exactly, right?
Right? Where
that's what I find personally. It's like I'm a hard gainer, so I find that I have to just constantly bulk until I feel happy where I'm at.
Well, so it depends on the individual. Most people are not going to be a hard gainer. Yeah. Like if we look at mass population, we don't have a hard gainer epidemic. We have an obesity epidemic. Exactly. So it's a little bit different in that case. Also, too, when it comes down to what I found for people to really help is having more of like a 2 to 3 1 to ratio from CBD to THC.
2 to 3, so more
like more CBD to THC. Okay, yeah. So like if you have 10 milligrams of CBD, 5 milligrams of THC. Yes. Right. I find that it balances people out more. There's some people that, you know, obviously don't do that, but I find people have a better effects of it. They have the better kind of relaxing state. It's not as like stimulating when you have a little bit more CBD. So
yeah. And yeah, man, I think we covered a lot of the points there. I think to like leave it off there, that's the biggest thing, right? Being mindful, right? Understanding why, like you said, why are you taking it, right? Is it because of stress? It makes you feel more comfortable? Is it because of dieting? Whatever your reasons are, right? Just figure it out. If you're someone who needs guidance or is more confused, feel free to reach out to us, ask us questions if you feel like that's something that you want to work on or you're just not sure. And yeah, we might have to do a part 2 of this on 4/20. That's right around my birthday.
That's my birthday too.
Oh yeah,
April 22nd. April 22nd. Yeah.
Birthday episode, part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
We'll get the dreads in the
yeah. We'll look like totally different people. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty it for today's topic, just because at the end of the day, you know, when you look at it, any of these things can be tools, but if abused can do more damage than good. It's just like anything we talk about, peptides, you know, even dieting, even working out, like supplements, it goes the same way. Yep. So, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 42 of the North Star Podcast. 52.
Akom's he's like, what? We're at 52? No.
Well, guys, appreciate it. Thank you for listening throughout the whole episode. And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.